Hi there, I'm Miss John from Meridable Academy, and today we're going to be learning grade 8 English. Okay, so we have something fun planned out for this lesson. I hope you learn something new and you enjoy it. So we're going to be learning argument writing. Okay, so probably before now you must have had an argument with someone, maybe with your sibling or with your friends at school or with your classmates. Yeah. So we're going to learn how to write an argumentative essay. Okay. So first of all, what is an argumentative essay or what is argument writing? Argument writing is the type of writing where you use words to convince another person about your views. So in the example that I gave, where I was saying we must have argued with a family member or a friend, the basis of that argument was so that they could buy your opinion. So let's say you like rice and your friend likes beans, but you feel rice is better than beans, okay? And then enter into an argument, you're trying to convince your friend, I think rice is better than beans, and you're arguing back and forth and all of that. So what you're basically doing is you're doing an argument, but the difference between that and argument writing is that you've not put it into writing. So that's just the difference, but they're basically the same thing. So argument writing is a type of writing where you use words to convince another person about your views. So there are always two sides in this kind of essay. You have the proposition and then the opposition. So in the example I'm using, let's say the topic is rice is better than beans. I'm just using this as an example. And then rice is better than beans. And then the people who propose, who are for the motion, will say, yes, rice is better than beans. And the people who oppose will say, no, rice is not better than beans. Beans is definitely better than rice and all of that. Okay, so there are always two sides in this kind of essay. And sometimes you have to choose the side you're on based on the topic. And sometimes you might be assigned a side. So your job in an argument essay is to persuade people to convince them about your own view or your standpoint. Okay, so that's what it is. So examples of some topics to write an argument essay on, we have first one, women have equal opportunities as men in society. This is a very interesting topic, and some people will argue for or against. So that's an example of an argumentative essay. Another one is beef is better than chicken. Similar to the example I gave in rice and beans. Okay, so these are just examples that you can write an argument essay or an argument writing on. Okay, so how do we write this kind of essay? So the first thing you need to have in your mind is don't forget that in an argument essay, you are supposed to argue, okay? So that's the first thing. You have to put that in your mind. And then the next thing, you need to take your audience into account. So if you're writing an argument essay to a friend, it's going to be different from when you're writing an argument essay to your teacher or to your parents or to, let's say, even to the president of the country. Okay, so you have to take your audience into account. The next thing you have to do is have a clear introduction. Okay, so having a clear introduction is very important because that's what is going to either sell your point or make it not sell. The next thing, state your position on the topic clearly, precisely, and thoughtfully. So if you are for the motion or for the topic, make sure you state it at the beginning. If you are against it, also state it at the beginning, and then state it clearly. Don't be mincing words. Don't make it look like you are in the middle. You are for and against. No, that's not what an argument essay is for. And you should also be precise. Use simple words that your audience will be able to understand, and be thoughtful. Don't just blurt out things without thinking about it. The next thing, you should use evidence to support your position. So, for example, in the case of rice and beans, you can go and do a little research and say, okay, rice has carbohydrates in so levels, and beans has protein in so levels, and so on and so forth. Look for evidence so that you can support your position. The next one, you should take into account your position. What this means is you don't just do research on just your own parts, do research on from the standpoint of what your opposition might want to argue about so that you can have strong points to argue against it. And the next thing is to conclude effectively. Always end your essay effectively. Make sure you've gathered all the points, you've expressed yourself well, and then you conclude effectively. And use the last but not least, use precise language. Okay, so you cannot be talking about, let's say, like the example I've been using, you're talking about rice and beans, and then in your language you're using something as to engineering or something as to it's not going to connect. Okay, so use precise language. Okay, so remember this, your essay must have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, okay? So essays, this is the general format for an essay. Essay should have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And then within the body of your essay, make sure to include the support or the evidence to make your essay credible, like I said earlier. Look for evidence to support your claim or your views. So it's within the body of the essay. Depending on how long your essay is, your essay can be just like 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph should be introduction, the last paragraph should be conclusion, and then the 3 paragraphs will be the body, which is where you should include the evidence to support your essay. And last but not least, use linking words to make your essay feel better. Don't just write your essay in just simple sentences. This is the reason why, full stop. Use linking words like and, but to make your essay flow better. Okay, so this is an example of an argument essay. I'm just going to read a few parts of it. So, attached to technology and paying a price is the title of this argument essay. It's written by Matt Rochelle. Okay, so when one of the most important email messages of his life landed in his inbox in a few years ago, Cord Campbell overlooked it. Not just for a day or two, but 32 days. He finally saw it while sifting through old messages. A big company wanted to buy the internet startup. So I'm just going to read that so that I don't prolong our lesson. You can look for the article and read on it, but this is just basically an example of what to expect. Check the paragraphs 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 5 or 6 paragraphs. And it really is interesting. It's eye-catchy. So that's how your argument essay should be. Okay, so this is a little assignment for you to do. Write an essay for or against the topic so you're going to choose. Is Google making us stupid? So that's the assignment you're going to do. I hope you had a great time watching this video. Hope you have learned something. Do have a great day ahead. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon so you get notified about our latest videos.